So here we go. Here's a follow-up to the video from earlier. And we've seen all these ice bucket challenges and all this other horse shit in the past couple of years. Here's a real challenge to everybody out there. And it's a challenge that will make an impact if people will truly just do it. Okay? We all know when we apply for a job, or every year we fill out a new withholdings and W-4 worksheet for our employer. Now, almost everybody in America either uses ADP as a service company or they use Quicken and it links through ADP. And every paycheck, the taxes are already calculated, deducted, and this service automatically sends a payment to the IRS. Okay? Well, the IRS banks on these payments every week. The government borrows money against these payments. It's a fact. So, here's a challenge that you have no ramifications for getting in trouble, but it gives you the opportunity to flex your muscle and to get the attention of your politicians and the agencies that have screwed us all over the most. It's safe to say that between the illegal immigrants and all the welfare recipients in this country, that all of us that work our butt off are supporting at least 12 people's social programs. So get a new W-4 from your employer tomorrow morning, okay? Claim one for yourself, claim one for your spouse, claim 12 dependents, and claim one for head of household. And when you look at the final line of the worksheet, it tells you to multiply everything you claimed by 2, and basically you will have 40 that you're claiming. So write 40 in the box, and then at the end of the worksheet, write exempt / resident alien, and sign your name and give it back to your employer. And leave it that way for 60 days. Now, you can look at your previous paychecks. You know what your normal deductions would have been. When you get your paycheck, take that normal deduction and stick it in a mason jar or put it in your savings account and don't spend it. Or find a charity of your choice and donate all of those withholdings that you're withholding from withholdings, and donate them to the charity of your choice and get a receipt back, and then take it off on your taxes at the end of the year. If we all do that for 60 days, that shuts all incoming revenue to the IRS off for 60 days. In effect, we take control of our own government. We shut their ability to borrow money off. We shut their ability to spend money off. At the end of 60 days, go in there, fill out a new W-4, go back to the way you were, if you so choose. But for 60 days, withhold your withholdings from the government and do what you wish with them. If you're scared, just put it in a mason jar, and at the end of the 60 days, whatever's in the mason jar, go get a frickin' money order for that amount and send it to the government. Big deal. But the only way to control our government is to control the money. The only way to force them into doing what they are supposed to do is to cut their lifeblood off. So for 60 days, I'm asking anyone with a set of cojones, or any female or unidentified or confused gender that's got some principles, to please fill out a new W-4 tomorrow. Keep your money for at least 60 days. That's how you're going to get the message across. Period. It's simple. We have to take control. And honestly, control is money. Money is control. And taking control of our government is a lot simpler and more peaceful than anyone could ever imagine. They lose them payments for 60 days. I guarantee you, if they lose them for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're going to have their attention. It will be well worth it. Trust me. You've got to do this for yourself and your children and every other person in this country that's working their butt off just like you. Because the problem is they're taking money from you and they're giving you nothing in return. How many of you have lost a job and tried to file for unemployment? How many of you have ever fell on hard times and not had any insurance, any unemployment? No, nothing. And how many of you have ever had to humble yourself and ask for help to be told you're not qualified? When you watch many, many people around you on a daily basis, just go to the grocery store. How many people do you see push 2 carts as a family? One person takes Similac and diapers and rice and all kinds of stuff and buys it on WIC and food stamps. And then the spouse or another family member wheels up there with a cart full of good shit and pays cash for it. And then goes outside and gets into a nicer vehicle than you drive or I drive. It's really pretty simple. It's not violent. It's not illegal. It's an exercise of your rights to demand that no one takes any money from you without giving you your rights or your due process or your representation in return. Okay? There is a minimum level of representation that we all deserve and should demand for the contributions that we are required to make. And none of us are getting that. They are failing to meet our most minimal standards. So, for 60 days, let's all pull together. Let's change our W-4s and let's shut them automatic payments to the IRS off for 60 days. Either donate the normal withholdings to a charity of your choice and get a receipt and deduct it, or put it in a jar, and at the end of 60 days, get a money order, send that money order to the IRS, and then change your W-4 if you so choose, or spend it as you wish. The only requirement is that for 60 days, you keep what the IRS normally gets. You withhold their withholdings. And that's our bargaining chip. Just like a labor union strikes and pulls their workers out of the plants, they withhold that labor as a bargaining chip. We have the right. That's our money. This is our government. This is our country. Withhold your money for 60 days and demand change. Demand a stop to payments to illegal immigrants. Demand a representation from our elected officials. And demand that the IRS be abolished and go back to nothing more than import taxes and excise taxes on luxury goods. No more personal income tax, because they have proven that they are irresponsible, corrupt, and they use your money to do nothing but fund foreign aid and corrupt government agencies, and to invade, conquer, and kill innocent people worldwide. But yet, they do not spend the money on the citizens that contributed it. And they do not secure our border. It's time to call out the lies. And it's time to withhold the money. We actually wield more power than any judge, than any politician ever has or ever will. But it's going to take all of us collectively acting together for at least 60 days. I challenge you. 60 days. W-4. Exempt. 40 deductions. No taxes withheld. Take back control of your life. I promise it won't take 60 days. But don't stop before 60 days is over. Because otherwise, you're going to have their attention. They're going to promise change. Nothing will happen. And if it's 60 days, the change that you personally demand has not happened, then keep going. But no matter what their response is and no matter what they're willing to do, keep at least 60 days. Even if they acted 48 hours after we all started this. Don't cave in and give in to them. Them son of a bitches won't cave in and give you anything. Don't give them the favor. It's time for us all to take personal responsibility for our own destiny and to take personal responsibility and take control of the no good, corrupt, lying son of a bitches and the agencies that they let take from us immediately. Thanks. Have a great day.